Brought to you by Penguin.
The Hole by Hye-Young Pyun. Read by Tim Campbell.
1. Oghi slowly opened his eyes. The light was blinding. Something flashed at the center of a grayish haze. He closed his eyes, opened them again. The difficulty of this reassured him. This meant he was alive. The physical burden of struggling to open his eyes, of squinting against the light, was proof. A ceiling tiled with plasterboard and lined with fluorescent bulbs appeared. Every single light was on, which meant it had to be a hospital. Only a hospital would require so much illumination. He tried turning his head, but it was difficult. The best he could do was move his eyes from side to side. Oghi. He heard a voice, a woman's. At first he couldn't make out anyone. Then, gradually, a white tunic came into view. The woman, he assumed she was a nurse, walked right up to him. He could smell her. It wasn't a nice smell. Sharp, like she'd just finished eating. What time was it? Oghi wanted to say something. He didn't have to ask where he was, he already knew. Where else could he be but a hospital? He clearly wasn't on the verge of death, not if he could smell her. Are you awake? The nurse leaned in close to examine Oghi's face and pressed the pager button on the wall. The doctor will be with you shortly. Do you know where you are? She looked at the clock and noted the time on Oghi's chart. Oghi struggled to part his dry lips. No sound came out, only a little air. You're in a hospital. You've been asleep a long time. The nurse's voice was loud. I'll check your blood pressure while we wait for the doctor. He'll have to examine you when he gets here. The nurse took out a gray blood pressure cuff. Oghi stared at his arm held aloft in the nurse's grip as the cuff encircled his bicep. Strange. He couldn't feel the cuff fill with air and tighten, nor could he feel it deflate. It was the same when the nurse unwrapped the cuff and set his arm back down on the bed. The nurse jotted something on the chart and smiled at Oghi to show that she was done. What about my wife? Oghi asked. No sound came out. His jaw did not move. His vocal cords did not vibrate. Flustered, Oghi rolled his tongue inside his mouth and carefully swallowed his saliva. The nurse said she would be back and left the room. Oghi struggled to move his jaw. It wouldn't budge. If he strained, his dry lips parted slightly. This time he tried saying, ah. He heard a faint whisper as the air that had languished deep inside his lungs escaped from between his lips. That was it. No matter how hard he tried to form a sound, what reached his ears was not his voice. All he heard was a steady, mechanical beat coming from the equipment connected to his body, and from outside in the hallway, courteously hushed sounds, the gentle squeaking of nurses' shoes. After a while, the nurse entered with the doctor. Though he'd never seen him, the doctor seemed to know Oghi. The doctor beamed and spread his arms exaggeratedly wide. Oghi, so good to see you. How long has it been? He asked. Oghi was wondering the same thing. How long had it been? How long had he been gone? Do you know where you are? Oghi stared at the doctor. You're in a hospital, aren't you? Oghi tried to nod, a pointless effort. Now then, blink once for yes. Oghi did as he was told. He closed his eyes once and opened them. Good, that was very good. The doctor's voice sounded strained, like he was talking with his fists clenched. Oghi had never received such a rousing cheer before just for blinking. My wife. Oghi tried again to speak. The doctor lifted his right eyelid, then his left. Then he seemed...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?